Morning folks. Well, I'm out on the paddle again after my disastrous effort to go on a hike yesterday. I decided to get myself out on the River Medway and cheer myself up. It's about 7:45 AM obviously and I've put in or launched at a place called Allington Lock, which is actually the furthest downstream on the Medway canoe trail. And what I'll be doing today is paddling up to East Farleigh. It's approximately 4.5 or 4.5 miles each way, so it is a fair paddle. It goes right through the main town of Maidstone, which is actually it's got varied landscape. You've got this up here, quite a lot of boats, the lock behind me, which you can probably see, and then as we get further down it widens right out. Very wide river, goes right through the main town, very noisy, and then it literally just drops straight into the sticks. So there's literally no noise, just peace and tranquility all the way down to East Farleigh Lock. As you can hear, well, there's a pub to my left, big beefeater, I think it's called the Malta Inn, and they're banging out music already, so good luck to them. It's not a bad day. I suppose they're trying to cheer themselves up as they're working. Right, I'm going to turn you around and we'll crack on with the video. For the moment I'm keeping the camera on me because although it's hazy sunshine, it's very low in the sky and it's directly in front, so as I turned the camera around it just got completely blitzed out, so unfortunately you've got to put up with my ugly mush for a little bit longer. And what I will do, if I've still got the sun behind me on the way back, I'll show you some of these absolutely superb boats which are on my left at the moment. There's some beautiful barges moored along here. I was very pleased with my setting up time this morning. I got right cracking. I'm not sure how busy it's going to get here. Obviously we're in the school summer holidays. However, this end you've got the lock keeper and you do have to produce your licence when you pay to park, so it may sort of keep them, not being funny, it may keep the numbers down because a lot of people just jump on the river nilly-willy, you know, go out unlicensed, so this actually may keep them down, but we'll see when we get back, to be honest, because I'm so early, hardly anybody's up yet. As I was saying, I was really impressed with my setup time this morning. 30 minutes from parking up to getting out on the water. And considering I'm loading in not just the kayak, camera equipment and my rig, I was really impressed with that. I did have one blip. I decided I thought I'd left the skeg off. I normally carry the kayak to the water's edge without the skeg on, so if I have to put it down, I'm putting it down on its flat base. And I carried it to the edge, went back looking for the skeg and couldn't find it anywhere, so I spent about 5 minutes looking for the skeg, and then eventually, like a dummy, I realised I'd already attached it. So I did have a senior moment, but that's my only one so far, so that's pretty wicked. I'm going to show you these properties to the left. There's some basically mobile homes on the water. So we're just coming up to one on our left now. I'll be coming into shot any second now. What it is, it looks like, I'm not sure if it's two people, I think it's a double unit. They've purchased 2 units and link them. It says on it the riverpod.co, so that must be, I don't know whether they're rental or whether they're actually people living in them. It may be for rent, but yeah, they're interesting. They've been there a couple of years now and they do look smart. As I was coming past those pods, I had the marina on my right, so I thought I'd just give you a quick look at that. Shall we pop in? I've never been in there. It's so quiet on the water at the moment. We'll just take a peek. As I said, it's very early. There's not a soul about. It says 5 knots. I don't think I'll be going faster than that. Morning. I know, it's so quiet this morning as well.
Lovely, isn't it?
Yeah, I've never been. I come down this section a lot, but I've never been in here just over nose.
Yeah, they're only basins. They're just,
Oh, that's it, is
they
it?
don't go much further.
Yeah, all right. Nice talking to you, mate.
Holders, that's all.
Not an awful lot to look at in there, to be honest, but at least I've had a nose around. Frightened the bejesus out of that fellow who just opened his latch. Not expecting to see anybody at this time of morning, and there's my ugly mush with a camera straight in his face. Right, let's carry on. I'm absolutely loving this peace and quiet. I really am. I don't know how long it'll last for today. And it is forecast to get quite warm. Well, say about 24 a bit later, which suits me. I don't want it any hotter than that on the water, to be honest. Just a gentle paddle today. No speeding about. It's taking me time. I'm in absolutely no rush at all. I'm out so early. Even if I had a 2-hour sleep, I'll be back mid-afternoon. I'm right on cue, 8 AM, the world starts to wake up. Here's some sort of machinery going in the background, and it was a bit hammering a second ago, but so the world is slowly waking up. Some very nice launches along this section on the right here. Sounds like it's some sort of industrial streamer. And then to Marina Limited, boats for sale, boats wanted, closed Monday. So they have got an office here and all the amenities you'll need. Strange how I often come on this section. Well, I haven't been on it for a couple of years, but I used to come out quite often on it. Normally I'd do this on a Saturday morning, because a lot of the rest of the river tends to get quite busy in the summer on a Saturday morning, but this section doesn't, and you get a lot of the sort of semi-professional or the club rowers out on here, absolutely flying up and down. I'm sure we'll see one sooner or later, but so I'd sort of get out on here early, maybe even just go down to Maidstone, a couple of miles, and then just turn around, get out, and it's just a bit of exercise and a bit of fresh air. So there's one of the boat houses to the right. There's several along here. I should imagine they're more in use again at the weekend than during the week, or maybe later this afternoon. Once again, I will say it nearer the beginning of the video. it saves anybody saying, oh, you're irresponsible, you're not wearing a buoyancy aid. I am wearing a buoyancy aid. I'm wearing the belt type around my waist with the CO2 cartridge. As I said, it's going to be a warm day, and I don't want to be constricted. Well, I certainly don't need to be wearing layers of clothes. I want to get the air to my body, so I am wearing one. River's like a mill pond at the moment, as you can see, and I'm actually quite pleased the sun's gone in, because it sounds terrible. Everybody wants the sun out, but when you're filming, this is absolutely perfect. I think the temperature's probably round about 18 degrees. It was when I turned up. No, it wasn't. It was about 12 when I left, 12 or 13. Yeah, about 17, 18 when I turned up, so I can assume it's still round about the same temperature. And it's just a very, very gentle breeze, probably around about 2-3 miles an hour, and that's straight into my face. Now, we are paddling upstream. It is non-tidal, but obviously once the locks are in use, then you tend to start getting a flow anyway. So generally speaking, it is a little bit easier coming back to Allington from East Farleigh, and I can see just a slight flow just by the leaves on the water. At the moment, all I can hear is birdsong. It will get noisier, certainly when we get to Maidstone. It tends to be very strange. You're sort of paddling along here. This can be, you normally hear the roads in the background, a little bit of noise here. And then Maidstone, you hear sirens and traffic, you know, proper sort of town, city noises. And then literally within a quarter of a mile, once you get past the Archbishop's Palace, which will be on the left, I'll point that out, it narrows right down to the width of a canal. So this section's sort of got a bit of everything. As I touched on at the start of the video, I had quite a bad start to yesterday. I had a local 3.5 mile hike planned. It didn't take much planning. I know the route. I mean, I've lived there for 31 years, but and I was really looking forward to getting out and videoing it. And the idea was, if you follow my channel, and certainly if you follow me on through my Facebook page, you'll know that I've had a really bad arthritis flare up and literally floored me on double sticks to start with. Really struggling. Didn't go out for the first 3 days. And that's literally 3 weeks ago. Was it 3 weeks? Yes, we're in the 3rd week now. And it took quite a bit in getting over. Yes, I managed to get a video done during that time. I did the St James's Church Great Expectations video. But I did that over several visits. I literally went there for half an hour, 3/4 of an hour, got some filming done and drove home. It wasn't too far from home, so it wasn't a big deal. And it kept me occupied. Gave me something to do, kept my mind off of the pain and the misery, really. So I was looking forward to yesterday's hike to test my knees and just to get a nice video done. I'm very proud of where I live, very happy there. But it was an absolute nightmare. It was not, well, it wasn't that early, it was about 9 AM. There was already kids about, there was loads of dog walkers, which there normally is at that time of the morning. It gets quieter a bit later. This is on the start of the route. And then loads of people working on flint walls. And then when I went into the cornfields, or what I did, I decided to walk home, pick up the car, drive part of the route and have a look for somewhere suitable to park up and start my video. And literally I pulled up by one of these fields in a lay-by, and the corn and the wheat, one side wheat, one side corn, was literally about 3.5, 4 foot high. I seriously couldn't even video. It's just ridiculous at this time. It needs, you know, it's very pretty. It would have looked lovely with the drone up in the air. But I wouldn't have got much walking through it. I would have got eaten alive. So I aborted that walk, and I was a little bit down about it. So I thought to myself, tell you what, you've got to get yourself out on a paddle. Yeah, so hence this video and this trip. Right, let's turn the camera around and show you some sights. Nice little boathouse on the right there.
Alright, so I was the only one that got every hit.
Say little, it's quite big. Without even realising it, I've turned. It's not so obvious, but the sun is directly in front again at the moment, so I've turned the camera. I'm learning, you know. I used to come out, stick the camera forward because I didn't really want to be on camera, I suppose, back in the day, and just keep videoing, and 90% of what footage I got was absolute rubbish, completely unusable. So overexposed it couldn't be recovered, so now I try to play with the sun, play the game. While I'm talking directly to the camera, I would like to thank all the people that wished me all the best when I sort of announced that I was having another flare-up. And initially I don't think even myself, I know I was in a lot of pain. My mobility was basically zero, but I don't think a lot of people realised how bad it was. But I do really appreciate the comments on, you know, don't worry if you can't get out, we're still here. I mean, it's just really nice. You don't know how far little things like that go, because I do at times feel under pressure. You know, I always maintain I do what I want to do, and if the audience like it, the viewers or the subscribers like it, then that's great. If they don't, well, that's it. I can't do a lot about that. But it does get to the point where if you're laid up, you get really frustrated because you can't do things. I mean, yes, I was lucky. I did go and do something. I thought, right, what can I do? There's a church nearby with a bit of an interest in history. Go video it. I got away with it. That is partly why I started my Castles, Kings and Other Things video series, or it's playlist, isn't it? But I call it the video series, because I needed to find, because I can't do long hikes while camping. I don't know whether I'll ever be able to do it, maybe with two new knees, maybe. Then I'll probably be about 80 or 90 years old. But I had to find some way of still carrying on. It's not just about getting outdoors now. I really enjoy making videos. And when I started looking into, say, I'll go to Rochester Cathedral, I needed to read up on it, because this was going to be a documentary style video. And the more I read, the more interested I got. And I spent, you know, literally weeks reading and sort of absorbing information. And it made the visit incredibly interesting, because when I turned up, and the very friendly sort of guides, staff there, turned around and said, yeah, if you need anything, if you need to, you know, we'll give you some history and that. Without being rude, I said, I'm absolutely fine, thank you. You know, I really have researched this cathedral, and also I had my notes. So it was, yeah, I do enjoy making them. Would I have ever done it had my knees not gone? I don't know. I can't answer that. Probably not, or maybe because I'm getting a bit older. I've always been interested in old churches for years, and in the 80s and 90s I spent a lot of time, probably at least 4 days a month, you know, long weekend, out in Germany, places like Germany, teaching martial arts. And the reason for 4 days in the end was I started to extend the trips, because a lot of it is I was teaching most of the day and then partying most of the night. There was always evening meals and get-togethers. But I started taking days either side, and then looking at where I'm going. Say, like, I'm going to you know, Hamburg or whatever, I'd look for places like the churches or places of interest, and literally take a lot of the time take myself. Sometimes they would literally give me a guide, you know, one of their students, the host students would then sort of take me around the city, but I was happy on my own. But back in those days, I wasn't videoing it. This is like the 80s, so it's always been there. And now I'm older and got a bit more time on my hands, so I've got more time to sort of pursue my interests that I even had when I was younger. You can probably hear a bit of noise in the background. There's some building work going on the left hand side. Can't quite see through the trees at the moment, but I think there's some new flats going up or being redeveloped. One disappointing thing today, what I did intend doing with this was an out and back video, so I was going to paddle upstream to East Farleigh as we're doing now, and then coming back I was going to use my e-fin, give my e-fin, my Ikuma e-finner workout. Went to it yesterday because I keep the battery sort of charged to like a maintenance level. In all fairness, it's not overly used. I've probably used it, I've had it 2 years now, and I've probably used it 30 times, 35 times, absolutely top weight. But I've always kept the battery maintained, so I just topped the battery up, got the remote control out, the wrist remote control, and the battery's depleted in the remote control, and it's not changeable. It's a sealed unit. It was one of my fears when I bought it, was the remote control. So basically, until I purchase a new remote control, I can't use it. So I did contact the guy I bought it from, a marine specialist, and he did say there is replacements available for £30, and he's going to get a member of his sales team to contact me. And the new remote controls, you can replace the batteries. So let's see if they contact me, because that was yesterday and I've not had a phone call yet, but early days. Lovely weeping willow to the right. Now, I'll tell you what I have done today, which is very unusual. I've forgotten to bring my phone. I've left it in the car. That's not like me. I'm not over bothered, but then again, like I just said, I'm waiting on a phone call. So, oh well. I've got a missed call, I've got a missed call. I'm a stupid man. I got the phone in my pocket. It didn't ring. I just suddenly thought, did I leave it in the car? I don't really carry my phone just for emergencies, really, but I'm not starting to look up Facebook and that. And this morning when I got to Allington Lock, it says to ring the lock keeper to get access to the car park at the barrier. But I didn't even have a phone signal there anyway, so I literally had to go up to the lock keeper's cottage, and there's an office window there, and ring the bell. So I'm not even sure what time officially the lock keeper starts work. I think it's 7, but it's not on the website. As I said, I got there quite early, and I apologise for ringing so early, you know, ringing the bell. But he said, no, that's all right, very friendly guy. Took my 5 at the park, checked my licence and let me in. So, job done. There is amenities there, toilets, etc. And they used to give you a door code, but now they're not. There's a sign on them saying, if you wish to use the facilities, please contact the lock keeper. So, not sure what that's about, but there is a camping. There's some camping pods and a camping area there, so they may actually sort of do that, because in the summer they're sort of prioritising for their guests. I think you can start to hear the noise of the main town now. So once we get round this bend, we start to go through the town, and there's quite a current here. I'm having to noticeably paddle quite harder. Maidstone Canoe Club to the right. And there's loads of kayaks stored on the left. I think some are getting ready to come out, so you've got to be aware of them. They're really, really fast, and they face the wrong way round. So when they're coming towards you, they're not looking at you. It's like when you're rowing a boat, which I've always found slightly weird. You know, you're rowing, but you're facing the wrong way. You're going forwards, but you're looking backwards. And the speed they do is incredible. So yeah, they're starting to gather. So I'm going to keep an eye out for them now. Can't hear them coming. When you get whacked by one of their oars, whoa, you'll know it. Well, as you can hear by the noise, we're now starting to paddle through Maidstone town centre. It's absolutely one huge one-way system. I do know it quite well because I used to do quite a bit of work when I was a gas engineer in Maidstone, so I sort of got to learn the quirks of the one-way system and what lane to be in. There's Fraser's and what's it called? Fremlin Walk. I think it's a shopping centre directly in front of us, although we're obviously going to the right. There's plenty of place along this path on the left hand side to actually get out, and I have done before, go out and stretch my legs and have a bite to eat. So well, I'm tending just to stick to the right, just to try and avoid a little bit of the traffic noise, but bear in mind it is in the Kent rush hour, so even though it's school holidays, but it's a busy old town, large town. As you can see, the river's very wide at this point. Prone to flood as well. Maidstone's had some pretty serious floods. I remember coming out, working out this way quite a few years ago, probably 10-15 years ago, and I came out just after the floods had receded. Oh, so it was still just you know, right over the wall, literally still sort of running through it on the road. It was just incredible to see. And on many of the occasions when I worked in Maidstone, as I was driving through, sort of sitting at the lights, I'd sort of stare over the edge at the river. You know, I think I say this every time I paddle through, but I'm going to say it again. And I'll be just staring at the river, going about my work, thinking, I wonder what it's like to be out on that river. And now, or over the last few years, I come out on it whenever I want. I do what I want. Maybe that's one of the perks of old age, eh? You have to earn it. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to stick to the left here, cut the bend, because that is one hell of a bend. There's nothing behind me. Fortunately, this kayak's stable enough to have a little look back without causing it to tip. And then we're going to go under the old bridge, which is much nicer than this modern thing. As you could see on the left and the right, the banks are quite low, so you can sort of just pull your kayak out and get up. There's mooring rings there as well, so and I have done that. You know, they're nice and low. You can get out, stretch your legs, have a walk. I've stopped for a coffee and a sandwich before. In fact, on some of the videos I've only just paddled down as far as this and then just had a bite to eat and headed back downstream. There you go, there go the sirens. Told you it would happen. Right, I'm going to keep the camera running as I come under this bridge and out, because on the left here is the Archbishop's Palace. What I'll do, once I get out from this echoey bridge, I'll give you a little bit of history on it.
Originally the manor of Maidstone, the Archbishop's Palace became a residence for the Archbishop of Canterbury, mainly as a convenient stopping point on their travels between London and Canterbury. Rector William de Cornhill gifted the manor to the archbishops in 1207. Dating from the 14th century, the palace includes a courtyard, stables, and additional structures, potentially including a medieval mill site. Throughout its history, the palace has experienced alterations, with sections both demolished and reconstructed. Today, Kent County Council manages the property, utilising it for a range of activities, such as a registry office and public events venue.
Well, I'm through the main town now, and I've just had a bit of a altercation with one of those kayaks. One come past me on the left. Remembering they're facing the wrong way around, they're going at high speed. And those I assume they still call them pedals, or do they call it probably oars? Are really long. And one came past on the left. I can't turn completely around. I've looked to my left and sort of could hear the paddle. I've looked to my right and I could hear a paddle. And they came past me, just, wide enough. As they went past, and obviously they could see me then, I said good morning. And then I heard the noise and I tried to look round, and one literally came straight up into me. Yeah, that's it. So, it's, I have as much right to be out here as they do. Racing down a river. I mean, I know it's awkward. That's probably why they get out early. I mean, obviously on race days they warn people to stay off the river. But about I think it was 2 years ago, I was reviewing my Story Ranger 1 when it was new. It was the first outing. And I was on the right hand side of the river, coming past the marina up at Allington that I showed you earlier. And there was a four-person version of that. 2 girls, 2 boys, teenagers in one. Coming down. Yes, they were on the right-hand side, so they were on the opposite side to me coming down. And suddenly this thing turned at high speed and came hurtling towards me, and I shouted out, "You're coming straight towards me." So, being a single kayak, I've done my best. I managed to get round it. One of the kayak blades, one of the paddle or blades, literally just whipped straight across the top of my head, taking my hat off. I mean, it really could have done some injury. And I turned around and looked at them, and they started laughing. Not even an apology. I remember getting that on video and posting it I think I might have posted it as a short, and left it in the actual video itself. So, come on, people. So, anyway, look, no harm done. So, let's just carry on with the paddle now. Oh, a tree down there. Just a slight hum of the humming noise in the distance from behind me now from the town. And we're through. And there's some houses on the left. Got some really nice long gardens backing straight onto the water. It's lovely. And now the footpath is on the right hand side, so in Maidstone you have to cross over and walk down on the right. We're not quite out the woods yet, as they say. still a little bit more noise. You know, you suddenly, it's completely different from the actual town, and the river's narrowing down. But we've got about another quarter of a mile before suddenly you just go, yes, it's like being on a canal. Just down pedal for a second, just to take a few deep breaths, get that incident out of my system. Just birdsong now, and the occasional person walking along the path on the right. Still got a lot of back gardens to the left, so I've probably heard it. There's a dog barking. You quite often get them, they run to the ends of the garden, just bark at the boats. Keeps them happy. Hope you're enjoying this trip out with me today. I enjoy my pedals, and I do enjoy videoing them and sharing them with you, but they are no substitute for you getting out and doing this yourself. Whatever you're seeing through this video is nothing compared to what I'm seeing through my eyes, because all the time I'm talking to you now, the camera facing forward in one position, I'm literally looking left, right, up, down. I'm taking in a 180-degree view. Strange, it's so quiet. I hear the bird song, I can hear my own paddle, very aware of my very gentle paddle stroke. And just in the distance I can hear a radio. So someone's obviously got a window open. You've got all these modern flats on the right hand side here, and there's some also on the left, but they're set back. That's it, Medway towpath. So we've done a mile so far, and we've got East Farleigh 2 miles. That's on the towpath, it's longer on the river, so it's 2 miles on the towpath. But we've done probably about 2 miles, we've got 2.5 to go. I think you can hear the whoosh of the oars. As much as I want to keep them in shot, I don't want to get hit again. Remember, they're facing the opposite way to me, so I'm going to keep right over to the right. That's it, should be good this time. Don't they have mirrors or something, so they can sort of stare down and look what's in front of them? And I just got a call about the remote control for the Hanakuma E-fin. Obviously really couldn't take the call at the moment. I'm in the middle of a river, so I just said to him I'm in the middle of a river at the moment. And in all fairness, I could pull up, I could order it on the phone, but I left my cards hidden away in my car. I've got some cash on me, so it's a shame. I'll have to phone them back either later today or tomorrow. Never mind. In all fairness, if I had my cards on there, I could have pulled in and just got it ordered, but I think what I do now, because that was the call I was waiting for, should have been prepared really, brought my cards with me, but I might switch my phone to silent now so I don't receive any more calls or updates, because I actually don't really care for it when I'm out on the paddle. I just want to de-stress and relax. And the first motorised vessel coming up. And don't worry, yes, it looks like it's coming straight at me, but yeah, look, he's turning already. So other than those racing kayaks, this is the first other vessel I've seen. Should get a bit of wake off this one. Well, fingers crossed it'll slow down a bit. I think it will. It's only some of the leisure paddlers, leisure boaters that just hammer past you without a care in the world. Morning. Yeah, proper slowed down for me, as you should. It's a 5 knot speed limit on here. I tell you, you want to see how some of them go. I think they're on speedboats, put little captain's hats on. It's basically an extension of their penis. They hammer along, and literally had one nearly, well, he just flooded the cockpit on the Ranger 1. And was just looking back at me as if like smiling. And I clocked his boat name, and still looking out for him. He's on the Medway. Well, very shortly we leave civilization behind us, so to speak. Probably just about hear the light aircraft that's gone over. Construction noise has gone, noise of the town has gone. Now we'll be heading into the peace and tranquility of the canalised section down to East Farleigh. Everybody kayaks for different reasons. I do it to relieve my stress, to be at one with nature, hence the early morning paddles, getting in as early as I can. And what amazes me is how much some of us, not everybody, because we all do it for different reasons, some people come out to splash around in the water and just have a thoroughly good time, you know, jumping in and out and splashing away, which is fine. You do what you want to do. But for many of us flat water kayakers, it's about taking in the scene, but what you also find, the scenery, but what you also find is you use your ears more. You really start to listen. So yes, the immediate thing now for down paddle, or paddling, is the paddle. It's sort of the nearest thing to me that I pick up, and then it's the bird song. And I can just hear the feet of the runner on the right. So what you do is not everybody does it, but I use peripheral vision a lot, and not everybody uses it. And if you like peripheral hearing, you're listening for other things. You're listening for the complete. There's lots of sounds. You may hear the plonk on the water, and you look round, and you might even catch it. It might be quick enough to see a fish jump in. It's quite extraordinary how you use your senses when you're out in this sort of beautiful environment. And if you don't, you can. If you put your mind to it. I hope you don't mind. This is not something different, because obviously I paddle the trip, but I'm trying to leave the camera running longer, or I'm leaving some of the actual paddle in rather than me talking. It makes the video longer. For some people, it'll put them off. But please let me know in the comments if you like the fact that I just, you know, say what I've got to say and then just go nice and quiet and paddle on for a bit. Let me know. I've just down paddled again. Just decided to let myself drift along. Taking some nice deep breaths and just taking the sights and sounds around me. Some old but quaint boats ahead. I think these one a bit further down, past the ones with the, I think they're blue buoys rather than gas bottles. Looks like a Dutch barge. Well, a lovely place to moor up, just outside the main town. Main towpath next to your craft. So you're only half a mile, 3/4 of a mile from the main town, but you could be in the middle of nowhere because there's nothing visible on the left hand side or the right hand side. Got a few swans coming down. Had a few angry swans earlier. They had some young with me and I was trying to avoid those guys from the club, kayaking club. But they had a load of young, very young with them. So they do tend to get quite aggressive. These two seem to be on their own. Or there might be young nearby. I'm not sure whether to go to the right or left. I'll go to the right. Hopefully they'll move over a little bit. Do like those Dutch barges. There goes a train. Where there's a river, there's normally a train. Seem to have a young swan playing a game with me. Look at him, look. He's looking at me. He's following along the side of me. Now he's come in front. He's probably after food. I'm not going to go fast and scare him. Probably won't scare him anyway. He's used to all sorts on this river. Right, let's get some speed up. I'm not too fussed about doing any left and right videoing, to be honest, because it's an out and back. So I'm doing sort of this, and then I would do a separate video coming back. What I'm missing out on the upstream paddle, I get in the downstream paddle. That's why I sort of quite like doing two videos. When I used to do one, they were just really long. They were sort of like an hour, a quarter, hour and a half long. Just weren't getting views. People just wouldn't sit there and watch it. So now I tend to just do, you know, this one, good morning, get to the whatever, and then start all again at East Farleigh, coming back, rather than try and cheat you and make it out to be a separate day out. I do say that it's the return journey. Another Dutch barge ahead. There's some absolutely spectacular ones up at Allington, and providing the sun's not fully in the camera on the way back, you'll be getting a good look at them in the return video. Paddle down again. Banks are incredibly high on the left hand side, very, very steep, literally like that. probably around about 5 foot to get out, and then they just go right up. And they're not too clever on the left, but there is some jetties. Right, need of some water. I've not had a drop of water yet. It's still 3/4 ice. It's not really warmed up that much. It's really pleasant. Probably, I would guesstimate about 20-21 degrees, and just this really faint breeze. Oh, that's lovely and cold. It's very important to stay hydrated when you're out on the pedal. What I've done today, absolute max I think we're anticipating is 24 degrees and bright sun, if it actually happens. So I've got 750ml that I'm just drinking out of now. Brought it frozen, and I've got a frozen one in my little bag that you'll see on my other videos, my black insulated bag. I've got another 500ml. Is it 500? Yeah, I think it's another 500 frozen solid in there. So that is being used. That's used as my ice block at the moment, because I've got my French stick with all sorts of goodies in there, and a nice freezing cold tin of Coke. So that's my backup water for later on. So once I've eaten, and especially if I've drunk the Coke as well, I have no reason to keep things cool. So I can bring that out and let that start to thaw out, so it's drinkable for the return journey. I've also got another bag, insulated bag, in the car, in the boot of the car, and I've got another 750ml frozen in that with some ice blocks. So I've got plenty of water. But when I get back often, you know, I'm really thirsty. I mean, you've got the amenities there, but I like nice ice cold water. There is a little cafe on a little island at Allington Lock. See how I feel when I get back and what time I get back, because I really am just creeping along here. I'm probably only doing on average 2 miles an hour and stopping really regularly. So saying we're doing 4.5 miles each way roughly. You're talking, with the filming, literally potentially 6 hours in total. That's without a break. So I can make a whole more or less a day out of it. Remembering I got in at quite early in the morning, so I still get away at a sensible time. There's no school run, so I'm not worried about the journey back, and that's only a 25-minute drive. So these days out on the Medway are very easy for me. I'm so fortunate to have this more or less on my doorstep, as I call it, my pond. This is a lovely little stretch of river, this. So you've got quite a large sweeping bend to the right here. And this is what I love about rivers like this, that you're not just going in a straight line, like going down the motorway and looking ahead. You can already see the trees to the right and the trees to the left. The trees straight ahead are to the left in a second. You know, it's just beautiful. And look at the reflections on the water. It's just like a mirror of the trees and the fluffy bits in the sky. I'm not sure, but I think I've got a craft coming up behind me. Can't look round enough, so I'm just getting over to the right. We're coming up to the lock now. I'm just going to slow down and just gently cruise. Yeah, there's a lock ahead. I can just about see it. There's some more in posts to my right. So I should be okay on this line. Let the craft come down the middle. Every time I see it, I can't believe the gardens on the left here. The size of the properties. Beautiful place, East Farleigh. Beautiful area. Oh yeah. That's a self-hire cruiser. Just bobbing along in the wake with a wash. What I'll try and do, the sun's on the left, which makes it really annoying that I can't film the gardens or the land on the left hand side, but I'll try on the way back. Not far to go now. Canoe platform's on the right, and if you know me, I have to turn my kayak round because my osteoarthritis is worse on my right knee. Well, it's not the arthritis is worse, it's worse in the left, but I got the meniscus tear in the right, so I have to get out to the left hand side, and that's how I launch. Yeah, it's inconvenient, but it's just the way it is. I've got more strength, more movement, more mobility on that side, and so it's just the way it's got to be done. Hello, they're turning round there. Oh, they're going to the actual jetty, I think. Or they're coming straight at me. L plates. Get over to the right a bit. Obviously they didn't fancy going through the lock, just out for a quick jaunt. Sorry about the noise on the right, can't do a lot about that. And there's East Farleigh Bridge, one of the medieval bridges. There's several of them along the Medway. Alright, so I'm aiming towards the lock and the canoe platform. Looks like the gates are well shut, and the sluice is to the right, so what I'll do, I'll just spin round. It's going at a fair pace. Take you over towards it. There's no one about. Then I can spin round and come into the platform. It will push me over here in a second anyway. I'm getting battered about. There's a canoe platform. So what I want to do is turn. I said it is a bit annoying, but it is what it is. I'm going to go straight towards the bank. I'm still being pushed. That's the point. I can come round on the left of it. got enough room to get out here, I think. Yeah, that'll do me. And I'm not in the way of anybody else. Well, it's 10:35 now, so not bad going, to be honest. I knew roughly it would be around about this time, 10:30 to 11 o'clock. But that's not bad, that's sort of averaging 2 miles an hour. So yeah, it's good. Got the weir over there, show you that now. And take a walk over in a minute, have a look at the bridge, then I'm going to have a coffee. One piece of my French stick. And then just have a little rest up for 20 minutes or so before hitting the water. Well, that's the end of part 1, folks. Allington to East Farleigh Lock. Hope you've enjoyed the video. I've left quite a lot of the non-speaking parts in, and I hope that's acceptable. Please let me know, because other than that I'll start cutting them out in the future. Right, I'm gonna have a drop of coffee and a bite to eat, and then start my journey back. It's getting quite warm now. So if you've enjoyed the video, please give it the thumbs up, and if you're new to the channel and you like what you've seen, plenty of content on the channel, please consider subscribing. I really welcome your comments, guys, so get writing below. I'll attempt to answer them all. Right, I'll see you on the next video, which is part 2.